Hello and welcome to another episode of Chaos at London. This is Mage Edition. Tonight, Kai has decided to come down and deal with the Gravelord issue by himself. I'm going to let John describe what Kai has decided to do, and rolls have already been made, so go ahead and do your thing.
All right. Well, Kai's recognizing that there's obviously a big issue here, but he, having encountered the Gravelord, is going to try and play upon the Gravelord's kind of hubris and desire for power. Obviously, he likes the idea of servitude or subsuming those who oppose him, so he's equipped himself as best he can, kind of gotten some allies, let some people know what his intent is, and he heads down into the library, or rune library, I guess it's not really in good condition anymore, where they first encountered the Gravelord. Once there, he's going to, he sets up a ritual throughout the room, using a lot of traditional invocations, runes, chanting, some semi-new age, such as burning sage, that sort of thing, with the intent that whoever comes out of this conflict victorious will consume the essences and be joined with the existence of the loser. Once he completes the ritual, he obviously takes a little bit of time to refresh himself. It takes a little bit out of him, and then he will go up to the large door and pound on it with his hammer.
Upon the second pounding, you can hear the door start to slowly creak open. Do you take a step back from it?
Yes, I'll step back further into the room.
Okay. As soon as you step back, the door explodes outwards, not quite hitting you, but coming to a rest at your feet, down on the ground. And the Gravelord steps out, looks you in the eye, and says, "The wheel of fate is turning. Have you come to challenge me again?"
He takes another step back, and he says, "Yes, but this will be a final challenge for one of us. There's no challenge worth issuing unless there is a prize for the victor."
Of course. So what challenge do you pose?
Kai will gesture, and he says, "Here, in this room, you and I, and to the victor goes everything. Essence, title, and power."
I accept your challenge. And the Gravelord will reach behind his back and pull out the very large scythe that he had the last time. Sorry, that they had the last time you encountered it, and say, "Shall we then?" And let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, goody. knew there was something else I was going to buff. I didn't buff Dex, just everything else. Oh well. So be it. Price of doing business.
You forgot to what?
I was going to buff his Dex, but I only buffed everything else.
Uh-oh.
That's right. It's still at 3.
That's not bad.
No. So with wits and Dex, my initiative will be 10.
Okay. His Grave Lords is 14, so they will move first. Let's see. It will take a second and focus, and that same shadowy armor that appeared the first time will appear around it. And let's see.
All right.
And one more thing. I can find it. And then it is going to rear its hand back as one of the shadows starts to flick towards you.
Sure.
The shadow flicks towards you with 8 successes. No, sorry, that's too many. 7 successes to hit. Would you like to attempt to dodge or anything?
3. 7 successes. I think I want to. Would I be able to attempt to parry it with my hammer?
Yeah.
I mean, I assume a normal hammer wouldn't cut it, but given it's not a normal hammer. Alright, well then I'm going to have to roll, let's see, that would be Dex melee. And I'm going to reduce it. I have a smaller dice pool, but let's see what happens to those shadows when they get hit with the hammer. Three of them. So he had 7. So I assume that means 4 would carry through.
3 will carry through because roll over.
Right, yeah, 3 roll over, but he gets credit for 4 of them. So.
Alright, you got 4 lethal coming towards you after your parry.
Alright.
Also, my dog is pooping.
Well, I have a soak pool of 12.
Hey.
So, there's weight burning the action though to get a handle on what to expect.
Yeah.
I soak 4.
So, more than that, actually, because ones don't take away from soak.
You're right. So, 7.
Yeah. So you feel the shadow tendril kind of hit you in the shoulder and then just bounce off your armor. And so you use your action to parry.
Yep.
There are any reflexive actions that you can take?
Not that I can specifically think of. Ooh.
To think of things?
Well, I don't know if my past lives might trigger, because I have past lives from the spirits of the dead in my hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that would activate.
If you want to get a past lives roll, I'll allow it.
Alright.
What are you going for?
Since they were all warriors and they're dead, I'm going to try and get some insight into some melee combat.
Okay. If I remember right, past lives adds to your dice pool. It doesn't replace your dice pool, right?
Correct. So you roll your dice, 1 die per dot against diff 8, and the number of successes count towards your next dice roll. Dice count as additional dice on the next roll with it.
Gotcha.
So that was a bust. Oh well.
Those worth a shot.
Yeah. Must be out of their element.
They're a little afraid because they were dead things and the Grave Lord is here.
That makes sense. I mean, they're bound in my hammer, but he would get that if they win.
Okay. Grave Lord is going to gonna keep it actually pretty simple for once and just come at you with their scythe. Three to hit.
3 to hit. I'm just going to take it.
Okay.
Not going to lie. I'm feeling relatively confident.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 aggravated.
All right. Yay for still soaking 12.
Yep.
And I think I'll just do this. All right. Look at that. I soaked 6.
Okay.
6 of 4.
Pretty good. Your turn.
My turn. I gotta do something wild. I know you might find that hard to believe. I never do that.
You doing weird things? Nah, nah.
So, I have this nifty dagger. And I am going to attempt to drive it into where his heart would be. I don't know if he has one, but he's in a relatively humanoid form, correct?
Correct.
So I'm going to approximate where his heart would be and try and drive this dagger in.
Okay.
Now, a dagger is normally a diff 4, not 6, so would the diff be 7 then to hit his heart?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just finished loading the dishwasher, and there's still stuff left over in the morning because you guys unloaded.
Yeah.
So we started.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, it'd be difficulty 7.
Great. That is a perfect roll of 5 successes.
That is a very good roll. Alright, go ahead and roll for damage.
All right, now heart normally carries 2 extra, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
All right, so that dagger, hang on, I had to find it, is strength plus 2. So I have a strength of 5. Now, to hit the heart requires 3 successes, I believe.
On the damage, yes.
Let me, I just want to make sure I'm rolling this correctly. All right, so then it's strength 5 plus 2 egg plus 2 to damage for the heart is 9. 4 would roll over.
Mm-hmm.
So 13.
I did forget to point out, this doesn't change the effects of the roll because you still are good. Due to the effect of the Cloak of Shadows, difficulties to attack the Gravelord are increased by 1. But it doesn't affect at all because that makes it diff 8. So, yeah.
Right, got it.
Just keep that in mind.
Ones don't subtract their damage. So he takes 8. Now, I don't know if he constitutes Walking Dead.
Let me look at something real quick.
But that was the dagger made from the Tree of Life. I don't know if that's relevant either. I know he's some sort of semi-dead entity, but I don't know if he can constitute Walking Dead or...
No, it just has a very strong,
like Jor.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't know if he was like a manifested wraith or a risen or something. It was worth a shot.
Yeah, no, for sure. That will increase his soak difficulty. I'll say that's the benefit of the thing.
Fair enough.
How much did you do again?
It was 8.
8. Okay. They soaked 4.
So he took 4, and he's got a wooden dagger in his heart.
Yes.
Does that seem to have any effect on his shadows, being its tree of life?
They start to fade out, and then he hisses, and they come back full force.
Okay. That was worth a shot.
Yeah.
Alright, well that ends my action. I can only be hyper dramatic so much.
Right. It's going to try and go with the scythe again. I got excited because I saw a 10, but then there was a 1, so... it's going to be 4 to hit.
I'm not dodging, so...
Sorry, 5 to hit. I miscounted. Okay. The scythe seems to flicker for a second as it comes down through the armor. So you will not get the benefits of the armor for this attack.
For my armor?
Correct.
Alright, is it like passing through the Umbra or anything? Because I did specifically craft that with spiritual ephemera as well.
It is not. It's just kind of flickering through and then reappearing.
Okay. I didn't know if the spiritual ephemera would apply.
Of course, I can't roll damage for shit tonight, so too aggravated.
Well, good thing I upped that life effect.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't help me much, but I take 1 aggravated only.
Yeah.
Alright. Then it would be back to me.
Yep.
I am going to let's see. So he left the dagger in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to draw the sword that he made. And he's got his hammer in one hand and his sword in the other. And he is going to attack with the hammer first and then the sword.
Okay. So splitting your actions.
Correct. Well, that's 1 hit with the hammer. So he doesn't have any additional roll over damage, but excuse me. So it's still strength +2. That's a respectable damage. It would be 3 aggravated, and then that does like a fire damage.
Okay.
Because it's his forge hammer.
Yeah. Gravelord will soak 2 as the armor dissipates due to the fire.
Alright, so then is the sword attack at standard diff?
Yes.
Okay. And minus 1 to hit because he crafted it all fancy. So let's not F up my dice rolls. I'm going to get 2 to hit. So 1 should roll over. Strength plus 1 rolls over. That is going to be 11. Jesus Christ.
Good lord.
I wish I had a specialty right now.
Fucking right.
Well, either way, it's 11 aggravated damage.
Soak 2 of it. Okay. Gravelord is still up, but he's looking pretty hurt.
Can't imagine why.
Oh no.
It's definitely just because of the pointy stick in his heart.
For sure.
So, and then it would be his action, I believe.
Yes. Just looking through his list of things to see what he would do. Um, trying to find what Gravelord would do. My apologies. This is going a lot better for you than I thought it was going to. So props on that.
Mages are terrible, fantastic beings when they prepare.
Yeah. Okay.
This is actually going better than I thought it would, too. That's why I hedged it and made the ritual a creation ritual.
Yeah. Okay. So Gravelord is going to reward. What was that?
That's my work phone, but I'm not on. I'm on call, but it's not a service call.
Fuck 'em? 'Cause that's what I'm hearing. Okay. He's going to swing on you with that there side.
I don't know if he has wound penalties, but I'm sure it's not good.
I spent the willpower to ignore him because this is getting a little dangerous. Uh, 14 to hit.
14.
Yes.
Well.
Would you like to try and dodge?
I would like to try and do a thing.
Okay.
I know that.
What is the thing that you are doing?
Well. What I'd like to try to do is step sideways.
Okay.
I don't know what the gauntlet rating here is, so.
The gauntlet or the shroud?
Well, I'm a death priest and a spirit shaman, so I guess whichever one is lower.
The shroud would be 4, the gauntlet would be 8.
Goddamn city slickers. Oh, I'll step through the shroud. F it. Why not? Well, I'll try anyway. Weebly bubbly reality. So I have a sword specifically made to be a sword of death.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use that sword of death to try and basically, like, thematically cut through the shroud. I'm not literally trying to, but that's going to be his, like, practice action or what have you. I'm going to probably not. Oh, it's 2 successes and to step through the shroud. And basically, like, I envision this like he's like drawing the sword down and like stepping through his blow.
Let me look at the book. Because I usually run it as 3 successes are necessary. But things are a little weird in this spot, so.
Yeah, I was kind of looking because I thought there was a threshold number of successes, but I couldn't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's in the. I wonder if it's in. How do you do that? Sidestep time. That just seems like you're asking for backlash. I never really thought the word step would be used so much in the book.
Right. Thought maybe it would be in Mystic Travel because that would make sense.
All right.
But
Chapters 4 and 9 of M20 cover it heavily, apparently.
I mean, I'll believe that when I see it.
I mean, Chapter 4 is the world's beyond, so that can't make sense.
Right. Chapter 9's dramatic systems. Yeah, it just tells you what spheres you need to do it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't see anything about number of successes unless where's that base successes or magical feats. Magical feats doesn't really say much either. A standard feat would be 2,
Mhm.
and they compare that to like altering your own shape, or healing yourself. So I guess since it's just me, I don't know where that would fall, but
in the Gauntlet section in Chapter 9, it says, rules-wise, you need to roll a certain number of successes in order to penetrate the Gauntlet by any method. However, it does not tell you what those amount of successes are. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate you, bro.
I mean, I appreciate that he's trying to leave it open to the storytellers to do what works, but
You know, sometimes hard and fast rules are nice. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Like, I understand it is magic. I understand that it's not going to necessarily be the same every time.
I mean, botching gets them stuck, but it doesn't say anything else.
Right. Tell you what, give me a high or low.
Go high.
It is high. You managed to step through into the Shadowlands right before the scythe comes down on you. And I believe that would make it. Well, that'd be your action, casting the spell.
Right. Yeah, I used it like a dodge. I just dodged to another place.
Right.
Oh, hey, you know what? There's a table.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Success is needed based on the area you're in, and which also affects the difficulty. So, based on a gauntlet for a shroud level of 4, 2 successes would be reasonable anyway. It's page 484 of the M20.
Wunderbar. I rescind what I said earlier about Phil Bucato.
Yeah, hard and fast rule in classic Phil fashion. He makes a table.
Yeah. And put it nowhere near where it should be. I am making. Oh no, it's kind of.
Kind of, and it is referenced. I just had to find the reference.
Yeah. Somewhat rescind what I said about Phil Bucato.
For the doubt, he wrote like an 800-page book.
Yeah, well, you know, some of those pages did not need to be in there. Okay. So this is going to be the final thing that it can really do special-wise, but it is going to attempt to pierce through the shroud and step over. It does manage to step through. Then it will turn to you and say, are you trying to run away now? And then it is your action.
Alright. I will attack him. And go first with my hammer. For Uno success.
Okay. I mean, that'll hit, so. One isn't that good enough to hit somebody.
Is or it is not?
It is.
Okay, so he takes 5 aggravated from the hammer.
Okay.
And as I hit him, I will tell him that dodging about the combat field does not constitute running away, as best I know.
We'll get an attempt to soak. Only his natural soak. Soaked 4 of it. And was that, were you splitting your actions to hit?
Yeah, so I still have to roll my sword. I just didn't want to get too far ahead and make sure we had one thing resolved before we start the next.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and roll for the sword.
I had to flip pages because I have it on. Alright. Free to hit.
Yep, that worked.
And this is the big one again. Yay for savage damage. That'll be 10 aggravated.
I rolled even though it can't soak high enough to live past that. But yeah, you strike the sword and actually describe how you do the last 2 blows.
Sure. So, he's already got that dagger sticking out of his chest. So with the hammer, Kai will try to come in on the shoulder of the side that's wielding the scythe, basically crashing that hammer down on the shoulder to try and disable him. And as that blow would kind of push him forward, he's going to thrust in and up with the sword, not necessarily going for the heart, but going through the chest. And that's driving his sword as far through as he can. I mean, it's a pretty good sized sword. It's a black Damascus steel blade bastard sword.
Mm-hmm.
Driving it just as far through as he can. Probably up to the hilt with that kind of damage.
Okay. So as you do this, the Grave Lord's mask cracks open, and you can see the face for the first time, and just an open mouth, silent, blue and black lightning emits forth from the blows as it starts to split open, its soul being pulled out of its body, and then the body slowly dissipating. The soul itself shoots forth into you, as that was the terms of the duel. And you mentioned the Diablerie thing, so we got to pull up another book because that's the easiest way to do this.
Yeah, I kind of figured we'd just use the mechanics that exist.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say it's like willpower.
It's something to that effect. I just gotta find. Like maybe 293 in the V20. Committing Diablerie. Extended strength roll 9. Each success inflicts automatic health. I think we've already passed health levels.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was a willpower roll somewhere though, but I don't see it anywhere.
Maybe it's in the Black Handbook. Because I think they had some alternative rules for it.
That could be, or maybe it's a revised.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up Black Hand as well. Yeah, because that's where they had like the.
Okay, so yeah, the roll to avoid losing control instead determines whether the
Possession, page 180 of the Black Handbook.
yeah.
Contested willpower rolls. Difficulty for each roll is equal to permanent willpower of the other opponent. Generation, I'm going to assume, doesn't apply here.
Correct.
First to achieve total amount of successes equaling the opponent's unadulterated permanent willpower rating wins. Botch rolls count as successes for the opponent. So, now I did have, when I was preparing for this in my blue book, I did prep himself with basically to try to like harden his spiritual pattern.
Yeah.
And he had 2 successes on that, so I assume that would count as like an additional 2.
Yes. That'll basically be considered part of your quote unquote permanent willpower, without actually being it. So you'll roll it, and it will also affect the Grave Lord's difficulty.
Sure. So that'll be my willpower is effectively 7 then.
Okay. Is 8.
All right, so we need to roll opposed.
Yes.
And number of successes looks like doesn't matter. It's just I need 8 successes and he needs 7.
Yeah. And I will go ahead and do this one in the general rolls room so that it can be. Yeah.
Great. Ouch, rough start for me. Oh, that's 1 for him.
Yep.
I'm going to copy that roll so I don't have to retype it.
That's a good idea. And it should be difficulty 8 for you.
I stand corrected. Wouldn't have changed my first roll, but
Right.
he's got me there.
Mm-hmm. So you're sitting at 1, Gravelord sitting at 3.
Is it? See, and that's the part I'm not sure on. Is it how many successes we each get, or is each round? I think each round is considered like a victory. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we'll say if
So at
okay.
most we can go 14 rounds.
Right, okay. Yeah,
So
that works.
he's got 2 rounds, I have none.
Okay. And then got roll.
He's got 3.
I didn't roll. Oh yeah, I did. So
he's at 3, I'm at 1. At none. Jeez, please.
4. I think it's on you now.
I believe so. I just wanted to take a quick look at something.
Okay.
Moment here. So this is going to sound very odd.
Okay.
But I can use, or I have Spiritus 1, which is aid from the spirits, and allows me to rouse and empower a spirit. Could I use that myself?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to throw my manipulation occult to activate that. And that will give me bonus to my dice pool. Manipulation occult. I have 2, 4, 6. Alright, so now I at least get 2 extra dice out of it.
It won't affect
Difficulties.
right, but
Or a number of successes, but at least gives me a little more juice to swing with.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is 5 to Great Lord, I believe.
Yep.
Okay.
Good lord.
Jesus.
The ones that just biting me in the ass now.
Yeah, you did really well in the actual battle. You got that one.
Yep.
So it's 6-1.
Hang in there. Oh, I'm gone. Oh, he botched, so that counts as a success. So now it's 6-3.
Yep. The wheel of fate is turning.
Or
Holy shit.
fucking
Honestly, if you make your comeback here, that'll be the hypest shit. Oh no.
So that puts him at his 7.
Yep. So Kai can feel his mind and soul being overtaken by the power of the Grave Lord.
I am just taking. Look, I think I'm pretty much out of options, but we're seeing if there's anything else I can pull off here.
Mm.
I think I'm pretty much out of options. I think the only other thing I could have hoped for would be try and drop on my familiar and as an anchor, and I don't think that's going to do much other than maybe buy me one more.
Tell you what, I'll let you try it, and if you can beat him in the next few rounds, then you'll win.
So basically, I get one buffer roll.
Yeah, you get a Hail Mary essentially.
So if he beats me once more, it's game over.
Right. But if you can knock it out,
Fire to 3, that's a good start.
that is a good start.
Nope.
Bro.
Well, so be it.
So it goes. So Kai feels a little mid, like trying to call out and strengthen his willpower as the Grave Lord is overtaking. But the Grave Lord is too strong and overtakes Kai, and now has a new mortal shell. And
Can I try to invoke my legend to at least warp what we become? Obviously, he's going to be dominant, but I want to try and influence him through my legend.
Sure.
I assume it would just be roll my legend.
Yeah.
Because my legend was Ilmarinen the Smith, so it's basically I'm trying to influence him towards creation and that sort of thing a little bit.
Right.
It's something.
That's something.
So I don't know what the hell we are now, but we're something different.
Definitely something. I'm gonna go ahead and call it there.
All right.
So thank you for playing. Thank you, future watchers, for watching. This has been another episode of Tales of London.